Hi, Saral traders. Good evening. We will look at the Nasdaq charts. So, as I told last time, we discussed that market was in a very big momentum on the upside, and it formed these large. This one was a very large gap. Then there was a third gap, and we closed the last week on a sell note. My view was that this was a weaker signal, and we will fill this gap, possibly come somewhere here, and then we will re-enter. But this turned out to be a massive gap. We opened almost at 511 and we were at 529. So we gapped down 4%. And then there was some recovery, but the whole day we traded under the shadow of this particular big candle. So now markets are trading above their key pivots, anyways. Um, so we will still look for long signals, but with caution, in the sense that I will not jump into a trade right now. We will wait. This is possible that this gap also gets filled and we can even go lower. But we will wait. This can be a very good entry point, or even if the market goes down, this is 505 and then this is 501. This is exactly where we will take the trades long side if somebody wants to do that, or when we get our signal, right? So right now we will wait for the level or the signal to trigger. So that's on Nasdaq, and this one looks. If you look at the futures chart for Nasdaq, in fact, in the futures chart, Nasdaq has already touched this very key pivot. This was the turnaround level, and it took almost 7 days to move, and then the rejection was on only in one day. Massive fall on some news around the AI technology launch from China, which is much cheaper, much faster. People are saying, but this one was bought in, and we have closed above the key pivot on Nasdaq futures. Let's see. I don't know what exactly, but looks like we may move up, and then possibly the market will decide if it wants to continue to go up. We will patiently wait for our signal. We don't have a signal as of now, and we are just waiting for it. uh, let's see how this shapes up. Now, some of the trades that we booked profits on was Apple. So Apple was our counter trend trade. In the counter trend trade, we generally take a counter position against the trend. We buy the downtrends. So we got our full targets today. The other trade that we took was in NVIDIA. So in NVIDIA, there was a big rejection candle here, and then market again went up, and again there was a rejection, and the market completely crashed today. It was down around 17 to 20% at one point of time. But we took a counter trend trade because our levels triggered. Now, our levels and our parameters were met. Now, possibly the target here is 4 to 5%, which after hours we have already got. After hours is trading around 3.5% up. And if it continues to go down, then we will buy more if the level comes in. In the counter trend system, we have a very well defined entry and exit criteria. Now, the other trade, which is another counter trend trade, is JNJ. Now, JNJ has also reached our break even, above the break even now. So this one consolidated, our average price is around 152. So it closed over 153, possible 155. And then let's see. JNJ is a large cap which trades, is a very volatile large cap, goes into consolidations, mean reversion, very good stock to trade. So we have a position, and we'll carry it. Now another one is INDL, which is our open trade. Now INDL completely went down today, and we have a next level of trigger to place the trade. So if tomorrow we will see if we get the right price, we will enter the trade in INDL. INDL is 2x ETF of India ETF. So typically it shows a larger drawdown, but actually, when the recovery comes, we get a targets also much faster. Uh, let's look at the crude oil chart. So crude oil is in a complete dump right now, and it's going down. There was a sell signal that triggered here. This is continued to go down. There are all the rallies are being sold. So somebody is heavily selling crude oil, and it's in a downtrend. Until unless you get the right target, right setup, don't enter the crude. Possible that it makes another low or it goes even to 71. Typically, this is exactly what crude oil does. Crude oil will have sharp rallies and then they will completely fizzle out and then they will again make a bigger rally. So this has been happening, and right now I think the bulls have already met their targets. So possible 71.50 or something is the level where we will get. Right now I am not trading crude oil. Um, we can have a look at S&P 500. Now S&P 500 also had a massive gap down today. If you look at these pie charts, S&P 500 also had this big gap. That gap is not filled. We are taking support at key pivots here, and we will silently wait for a move towards up. Now this gap has formed. Now possible that there is a bear gap and then there is a bull gap here which is almost filled. So now logically we don't know, but we'll wait for our signal, and once we get our signal we'll decide what to do. Right now there is no panic trade to be taken. Now a lot of people have asked about NVIDIA, is it a buying opportunity for long term, right? So based on, see, I don't follow any fundamentals at all, but what I have heard from the street is that with this deep seek coming in, AI demand is going to go much ballistic, right? So typically, anyone who is looking at a long-term target for a one-year target can go in for Nvidia. They can buy Nvidia and they can hedge them, but and then they can do adjustments. If it keeps going down, you can always adjust. But this might be a good entry point for somebody who can manage risk using hedges. Don't take any big position in any large stock. One of my friends today, he was holding Nvidia without any hedges, thinking that it's a great company and all those things. And today, there was a 20% fall. Right, so let's not be open for it. Hedge is your edge, so you can take a position in Nvidia and hedge it. Take year-long hedges; they are cheap. Currently, the cost is around 7%, and that is one thing. Another trade that we are currently carrying is HDFC Bank ADR. So HDFC Bank ADR is in a consolidation. Now, India markets are falling, and there is a currency risk also. So let's see. We have bought it twice. We can buy it another two times when needed to get the targets. Mostly, we get our targets in third or fourth, third time. Another ETF is the Brazil trade. So Brazil is in a big momentum right now, and our position is the gap fill has been done, and our position is in profits now, and we also got a dividend. So we are waiting for this level to cross, and then we will start selling into Brazil. Thank you guys. If you have any other questions, do let me know. And also one more thing we did today is that we entered into wheat. Now wheat is the wheat futures ETF. Now it has been in a range bound, but even in the range bound 465 and then it went up to 485. It's a 3.5% move. So we entered into this, and then it was here at 465 again, went up to 487, then again went up to 499. So I think we have again entered. We might have to buy again. I didn't send it to premium subscriber, but we are evaluating this. This can be a good entry point. Thank you. If you have any questions, do let me know.